Hey guys, I'm Kate. Welcome back to my channel. And recently I've been seeing a lot of booktube videos where people replace their screen time with their reading time. And I was inspired. But instead of reading time, I thought, why not replace it with writing time? So it's less about the screen and more about distractions. Social media, not trying to get my phone every time I get hung up on a sentence. But I was not the only one who thought this experiment might be interesting, because I put a poll up to my patrons and it was the closest split I think I've ever had. And so I told them that I was going to do both experiments. First things first, the stats. What I found especially interesting is that screen time rapidly became Reddit time. Because I do use my phone for work occasionally, whether that's YouTube, email, what have you. But moving all of that aside, I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing that Reddit is technically classified, at least on my iPhone, as information and reading. Because at first I was like, oh, my stats aren't that bad. Like, I don't spend that much on social and entertainment, so... And then I just scrolled a little bit more, and on average, I was spending about 2.5 hours a day on Reddit, and that sounds absolutely absurd. Like, I don't feel good about that number. You know what I mean? And this is not a judgment if your screen time is more or less than mine. And actually, the first time I opened up my screen time, I didn't realize it had combined my Apple computer and my Apple phone, and I saw like literally half a day's worth of screen time, and I was like, that can't be right. Oh my God. It is right, which is why I've been trying to take all of these things in mind as I become a happier, healthier writer. But 2.5 hours on Reddit is frankly unnecessary. And so that very quickly became my goal. 2.5 hours of Reddit time was now going to be the 2.5 hours that I ticked on the end of my writing workday. So I was going to be writing and working throughout the day anyways, but after 5, I was going to go ahead and tick on 2.5 more hours of writing. Now that could have been journaling, that could be outlining, it can be fast drafting, it could be anything, but it was going to be writing related, creating a book adjacent. With the goal, of course, to drastically reduce my screen time. And I'm filming this intro after the fact. So I will say that the first day of the experiment was a little bit of trial and error. We'll go over that. And then the second day, I actually found something that worked like a fucking charm. So without further ado, let me take you into day 1, with which I had no plan other than to hopefully not look at my screen. I've already got on my phone once, so we're really gonna try to make it as few times as possible. Okay, I am regularly finding myself pulling up Reddit, and thankfully I am able to stop myself pretty quickly, but like it's still up. There's one on contagious laughter that I really want to see because it looks really cute, but I will not. That said, I'm already noticing a difference. As much as it's like difficult for me to stop myself completely from looking up Reddit, which actually if I just like... Admittedly, Instagram's also causing me trouble this morning because a nail polish company I like is releasing some other things. It doesn't matter. I don't need more polish. I don't need more polish and I don't need to be on my phone. But I have gotten a crazy amount done just to prove the point that I can really do it if I don't look at my phone all the time. But I have, if it'll focus, 1091 on this masquerade scene, which is awesome. I also managed to do the thumbnail for the video that I also posted and did all of that on. I am looking at some of my stats for the month, and coming off of the back of Nano, it is quite clear that this experiment is much needed because I just started an accountability system with my brothers. So I'll also be working on that later today. I guess all of that to say, so far, so good. I feel pretty great about things for it not even being 11 yet. Hi. Okay, I was gonna go on a run and realized that I forgot where my phone was. So now I have it. Now I can listen to Spotify. Let's do this. And we're back. I say that, I've actually been back for a while. I tried to do a Twitch layout and it wasn't working. It was frustrating. And then I went on a walk with my partner and he reminded me that there's, the iPhone now has basically like different setups you can do, whether you're like working or vacation or just like chill at home time. And so I could make one of those and take Reddit and any other distracting apps off my phone from like 7 to 5. So I'm gonna try that tomorrow. For now, I have put it away. It's charging. And now we are back to the words. After 1,915 words so far for the day, not in the project I need to send David, but in a project I do need to get done. I need a little bit of an eye break and actually do some reading and writing by hand for a little bit. And that way I can have a little bit of a break before I come back to this after 5 to fill in my usual screen time. I've been reading through The Artist's Way for an experiment, so I'm part of the way through that, gotta take some notes. I am also part of the way through this book, and it's so interesting because I want to like it more than I do. However, it's one of those interesting ones where it's inspiring me to write more, like where it's so close to being everything I want that I'm like, let me just take this and then write what I actually want. What I want to see. So we'll save this and get to this.
Situation. I think having him come down kind of undermines the position. Sure, sweet. I didn't break. He's a total loser.
Good morning. Okay, I would like to report what I did with yesterday's screen time, because though the overall number did not tick down at all, I think the stats here are important, okay? I would like to give myself credit. Now, the first thing to notice is that the blue entertainment was down yesterday, even though I still spent about 4.5 hours on my phone. But you can see, look at this distribution. Look at it. It was all when I was about to go to sleep. I had trouble falling asleep. I don't think, frankly, being on my phone helped with that. But it was all after I had spent the 2-ish hours writing. We're gonna do my morning pages while I chat about this. Because what I found yesterday was that my brain gooified itself actually earlier on in the day. I think though I use my phone as a crutch, I also use my phone as a reprieve of sorts. Like my brain just needs a rest from creating. And so I go to my phone and I look up the like dumb subreddits of my favorite reality TV shows. And it's just like a momentary break that is firing off different parts of the brain. Not ones that help me necessarily, you know, but in this way they do. So I think in that regard, I felt like I really did need to have like a decompress more than just reading my book. But also then really what I found out was that the house was too hot for me to sleep, We've been having really wonky weather and we've been trying to like save energy where we can and stuff like that. But I didn't fall asleep until 2 a.m. And at one point I did stop looking at my phone because again, realized it wasn't helping. Did I instead watch TV? Yes, but look, neither here nor there, okay? The most important thing I think really is that yesterday I set up the work mode. And now we're gonna change this to work, which means that only these apps are showing for me. So I'm going to very purposely have to go over to this page and we're not gonna do that, okay? We're in work mode. What I want to do right now is basically just organize some of the responses I got for writing or book related secrets, and I want to have sort of categories that I can put them in, so it'll also just make filming so much easier, and I think it'll be more fun to watch this way once they're sort of segmented together. So So my brother and I have made a deal to be accountability buddies, where we're going to send each other our different projects. As of right now, my goal for the week is to send him 10,000 words in the NaNoWriMo project I was working on, and have I done that yet so far? No. However, I want to say that the first 10,000 words were actually the closest that I had during NaNoWriMo to being like, you know, we're gonna say alpha reader ready, because I had a moment during there where that was my whole goal, was to be able to edit as I write. So I'm hoping that today I can get those 10,000 words corralled and done. There's like a little bit of red still left that I need to fill in, but otherwise I'm good. I do need to come up with the name of an island, so that might take some pondering, but that's it. Otherwise everything else is named. So with the power of coffee, let's do this thing. Oh, that's good. Yum. I did some new beans. Good choice. Okay, so let us get started. This is one of Michelle Monroe's greatest accomplishments. Okay, so I just put some vegetables in the oven. It is almost 5, so I'm gonna switch off my phone from work back to the personal one, and we're gonna see how that goes. I got about 4,000 words revised. I added about 200 words in another project after doing a smidge of outlining, and I got my video completely filmed. It was like an hour of footage. It's gonna be such a pain to go through. But doing good, I guess, is the point. I think I've looked at my phone significantly less since it's in work mode, since I have that one extra step with which I have to go like above and beyond to look at the fun apps. And what I'll do is when I go to do the 2.5 hours later tonight, I will switch my phone back to work mode and see if that helps. Plan. All right, so my day 2 stats, I only actually shaved off an hour of phone related screen time. However, what is important here, for the first time, perhaps the only time this might ever happen, the Apollo app with which I access Reddit was the 3rd most used app. I had used Safari and Chrome more, so all of the rest of it added up to like very minute things. Like 14 minutes of camera time was probably when I was using this to film, you know? So it fucking worked, okay? Having to manually scroll over to look through my entire assortment of apps was incredible. I don't know what is going on with this little brain, but I will take any and all hacks that I can use. And now a week later, I'm still using the work focus section. It is incredible, and actually I'll do it right now. And you can set a schedule so that it automatically goes, I'm gonna go ahead and do 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. because that is my preferred work time, quote unquote. Actually, when I get up and do my morning pages, it is something that I've noticed I struggle with a little bit. So very easily being able to click over into work focus mode to just really keep myself in check has helped a lot. And throughout the day, I think it is really nice to sort of sit in my discomfort when I'm struggling for the words, or to like, you know, skip ahead to another portion of the story rather than using my phone as a crutch. That has been really helpful. I've done that in several I Tried Writing Like experiments before, but I've never set up something that would just automatically make me do it and continued with it. So game changer. However, focusing on the screen time after, I'm not really doing. I enjoy turning on my trash TV and actually scrolling through Reddit the entire time my trash TV episodes are on. You know, like I'm trying to let my brain rest. And frankly, after a day of staying in that focus all day, I need the rest. And so while I still find 2.5 hours of straight Reddit time a little bit absurd and like maybe need to check in with myself a little bit on, I'm not trying to get that down to, you know, 30 minutes or 0. Maybe like an hour and a half, maybe 2. You know what I'm saying? But please do comment down below. Let me know if you've done an experiment like this, whether officially or unofficially. Have you seen your screen time notification pop up on your phone or on your device and been like, I am embarrassed? Have you thought about replacing that with reading time? I actually, do I have them here? I do. Oh my gosh. Okay, I actually got a little light that I can attach to my book. It is an orange light because I find that is better for my eyes at night. I don't know that scientifically it means anything, but it is just like warmer and I appreciate it. I attach it to the back of my little book and I have been reading in bed instead of scrolling on my phone, which is really helpful. I use my phone as my alarm, and so it's once again just trying to make things a little bit harder for myself. Having my phone right next to bed makes it real easy when I'm having like the littlest bit of discomfort and falling asleep to just grab the phone and like scroll until I'm tired and hours have passed. Instead, read. Yes, so in some ways I also swapped my screen time for reading time. And if you're not quite as obsessed with your phone, I would also love to know if you have a crutch at your desk or during writing time. Like, are you fiddling with something? Are you turning to something when it gets a little bit uncomfortable or you don't know what to write next? What is your sort of go-to thing? Is it snacking, which I do have sometimes too? But that's gonna be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much to my patrons for voting on this experiment, and thank you especially to some of my new patrons this month. Laura Selma, Michelle Villa, Elizabeth Delafield, With Girl, Christine Marie, Chelsea the Clown, May Webster, Heather, R. Miller, and Crystal Bond, and I will see you all very soon with a new video.